How are all my kitchen peeps doing? We are getting ready to do something that I probably should have done a week or so ago because it would have been good to have for Easter, which Easter was yesterday when I'm filming this. But I kind of messed around and didn't get it done. So just look at it this way. You are ultra prepared for next Easter. So you see that guy right there? But that's what we're fixing to do. This is a beautiful, gorgeous Mahaffey ham. There is no better ham than this ham. And we are about to cook it in a way that might blow some minds. Seems I pull that frequently. But I promise you it's super good. I don't like, or typically don't eat, sugary sweet ham. I like more of a savory ham, and that's what this is. At some point, I'll probably do another video with a sweet one because I know a lot of people like that, but I prefer savory, so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to get this going and then tell you some great little tricks you can do with it. So I'm going to pause the camera to cut all this open because I don't want to sit here and wrestle with a package while y'all are watching because that's not very exciting, but give me just a second. Okay, that was not a big deal, but I just figured y'all don't want to sit here and watch me cut plastic. So I'm going to turn this around. I don't know if I have this right. Sorry, pardon my gloved hand. I just wanted to be able to yank my gloves off real quick. So as you see, this is just a big pot of hot water. It's not quite hot yet, it's getting there, but it's a big pot full of water. And we're going to take our beautiful, gorgeous, God, look at that thing. Is that beautiful? Smoked ham, and put it carefully, so we don't burn ourselves, down in the water. You want it covered. I mean, I've probably got about that much sticking out, which is fine, because when it gets to a little rolling boil, it'll be fine. And then, here's a hard step. You want to throw your trash away. I know, I'm making stuff up just so I can make this seem like it's really something you need to be doing. Whoop, there goes my camera. That's it. Right? Put it in here. I'm going to put the lid on. Bring it to, I'm going to get it to a good rolling boil and then turn it down to kind of a light simmer and let it go about 25 minutes per pound. And this is a 7 pound, just slightly over 7 pounds. So I'll let it go that long, then cut into it, see how tender and succulent and fabulous it is. And if it's not quite where I want it, I'll let it go a little longer. But it's good. That's it. That's all you do. But here's the beauty of this. One of the beauties of this, besides the fact that it's so dadgum easy, you just can't even believe it. And it's so amazingly tasty. It's just got the best deep ham flavor ever. This is a smoked ham, I'll tell you that, just so you know when you're buying ham, if you're not around here buying Mahaffey ham, because if you're around here, you need to buy Mahaffey ham, it's the best. But when you're finished, you have a whole lot more than just that cooked ham. You've got a pot full of phenomenal, exceptionally flavorful, nutritious pork broth that you can use to cook beans. I'll turn these lights off. Oh, that's a little better. Maybe I'm not blinding y'all in the video. Really, really good to cook a big old pot of beans. Red beans and rice, or lima beans, butter beans, whatever. Black bean soup is really good in black bean soup. However you want to use it. Huge amount of stock. You can put it in smaller containers, pop it in your freezer. You can put it in one big one, pop it in your freezer, depending on how you think you're going to use it. If you think you might use it in smaller amounts, do smaller amounts. I usually tend to put my pork stock in like a big gallon freezer Ziploc bag because it will lay flat and freeze. I'm sorry, I'm a little slow today. It'll lay flat and freeze, so it doesn't take up much room. And then when I'm getting ready to do a pot of beans, I've got a lot of stock that I need. So you've got that. You got all that stock. You got all that meat. Yummy. You can have a meal. You can make sandwiches. You can save some for breakfast. I usually package some and freeze it. I know, shocker, because I like to have it, you know. I mean, it's 7 pounds. It's not going to be 7 pounds of meat after I get the little bit of fat and the bone out, but it's still a lot of meat. And there's just 3 of us in this kitchen, or in this house. We don't live in our kitchen. Well, I live in my kitchen, but that's a whole other story. So we can't eat all this at once. So I'll freeze some of it. And then the other thing that is amazing is the bone. Yep, me and the bones. Get as much of the meat off as you can, but leave a little on there, and then freeze that bone. You could even freeze it in the stock, or maybe half the stock. And when you make a pot of soup or beans, drop that bone in there. Yep, and add all that goodie, kind of a bone broth type thing in your soup or beans. So stinking good. It's almost like putting a ham hock in your beans. Use that ginormous bone. So now you've gone from this 7-pound ham, and they're $8.70 a pound, something ish like that. From one meal to you have multiple meals, lunches, breakfasts, soups, stews, beans. I mean, all kinds of stuff from this process. So you got to get you one. You got to do this. If you like ham, this is the ticket. So I'm going to cut this off because we'll be back in an hour or so, if I can add right, in a couple of hours, couple of half hours, whatever. In a little bit, I had to I had to add that. Wait, that's going to be almost 3 hours. Yeah, almost 3. And we'll check it, and I'll let y'all see what it's going to be like, and it's going to be amazing. So stay tuned. Okay, I thought I'd come back on for just a second, let y'all see. That is a seriously rolling boil. See, it's already peeling the skin off. I'm going to turn it down, and I may actually wind up moving burners. No, this will probably do okay. That's probably a little more than what I want. Let me see if I can babble a little bit. This stove's got what they call power burners, so some of them burn a little hotter, so I'm probably going to move it over. This may be just a tad more than what I want. But we're just going to let it keep going like that, and then, like I said, I'll check it in a little less than 3 hours, and we'll see how we're doing. All right, kiddos, here is where we ended up. Look at that. Yeah, I've already cut a couple chunks out of it. There's one right there. Yum-y. Oh my gosh, it's so tasty. We already ate some. It got finished just about the time I was getting ready to put some sourdough French toast on the table for our very late brunch. And so I was like, heck, we need, I keep getting out of the frame. We need a little ham. So I just cut a chunk off. But that's what it looks like. And it's so tasty, y'all. So good. I'm going to let this cool off, get it out of here. Look at all that amazing pork broth. That is going to become the most fabulous pot of red beans and rice you've ever seen. I'm going to cut all the ham off the bone, put some in little, probably like half-pound packages in the freezer. Or I guess around and talk to y'all. I'm looking, oh my goodness, whatever. Put some in the freezer. We already had some for breakfast. I'm going to hold some out, and when I get my loaf of sourdough from Christina this week with Scratch Bakehouse, I'm going to make some grilled ham and cheese sandwiches. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to take the bone and this stock and make a big pot of red beans and rice. That's going to be awesome. So it's just going to be awesome. But see how easy it was? I mean, goodness, you just put it in some water, about 25 minutes per pound on a slow rolling boil, and you're done. And it's awesome. And you'll love it. It's so good. So y'all give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Clap, share, hug, follow, comment, all that stuff. Do all that stuff, please. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.